Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day. I am Noor Afifa binti Nordin and I am representing my team members who are Noor Shafika Zabidin and Sumaya Shahidin from University Technology Mara, Malacca Branch, Malaysia, with our title Learners' Perceptions of Small Group Discussions, a qualitative study in an ESL context. In teaching and learning languages, you cannot run away from speaking skills. Speaking skills can be quite taxing for both teachers and also students. We need to teach them, as teachers, we need to teach them how to promptly think and also respond to situation or to conversations. And with that, it comes with certain competency. They need to know words, they need to do sentence structure, they need to know the context and the underlying meaning behind what they want to say. Having these expectations can actually hinder teaching and learning. Unfortunately, to make matters worse, group discussions are often utilized as an assessment tool for gauging English speaking proficiency. We want to know their levels, we have to make them do discussions. However, in spite of the implementation of various teaching strategies, we encounter many difficulties in making sure students understanding and students executing this task effectively. This is according to Aziz and Kashinatan 2021. The study's objectives are: we would like to investigate the challenges encountered during group discussions in English as a second language or ESL speaking lessons. We also would like to identify specific areas where ESL learners require the most assistance. Also, we would like to explore the optimal methods for providing feedback, and the research evaluates the effectiveness of small group discussions in enhancing speaking performance. The methodology applied in this study is it is a qualitative action research design that was employed, and it involves ESL learners. These are Malaysian tertiary level learners. We actually have a 3-week group discussion, and the discussion takes place from 15 to 20 minutes each session. And after we are done with the 3 sessions, then we conduct an interview among 8 participants. And after we have gathered the data, we analyze them thematically and we recognize certain patterns and insights for you. In action research, we first need to identify the problem. So in this, we actually ask students before conducting the discussion sessions. We ask them, could you explain how your teacher or lecturer taught you discussion in English classes previously? So the findings that or the participants mentioned that the teachers only teach discussion without showing how it is done. The teachers only ask them to memorize. They were given topics before the discussion, then they memorize it, and then later they somehow perform in front of the class. And for candidate 7 and also 8, the teacher simply asks them to practice on their own, and if they are lucky or chosen, then they will be able to perform the discussion. The subsequent or following question that we asked is also, do you think these techniques or activities are helpful or effective for you to learn and practice speaking in discussion? Well, these candidates mentioned that because the discussion is short, it is in pairs, so discussion tend to be a bit short, and also because it is in two-person conversation, some ideas can be a bit lacking. And then, since it was mentioned earlier that the teacher only explain what is to be done without any modeling, so they feel that this explanation doesn't really help them. And yes, candidate 6 said it does provide ample time or enough time for them to prepare, but it doesn't really feel like a discussion. It feels more like a presentation. Number 8, candidate 8 said, well, yeah, it does help. However, they do need supervision and also guidance during or even after the practice is done. Later, we also asked, what would you like your teacher or lecturer to include in the teaching and activities of discussion in the class to make it more effective? And these candidates mentioned that please practice with mock test in front of the lecturer and not the whole class. Show real discussion or demonstrate how to do it. And they wanted more practices in small groups and small groups of 4 to 6 people among friends or among people who they are comfortable with, and they do need examples before they can do it themselves. Due to these perceptions that participants mentioned in regards to their previous learning session on discussion, we later implemented this small group discussion um, in a way where we give them topic there and then we provide them comfortable friends, and they are later asked to prepare without using any kind of technology, similar to how or what the assessment requires them to, and then perform the discussion. So later we ask them, after implementing such action, we then ask them, what is your opinion about this activity? Is it effective? Do you find it easy? Do you find it difficult? What are some of your problems during this activity? When talking about roles, we did teach them how, and we did show them modeling on how you should do your discussion. So these roles are agreement, disagreement, giving examples, explanation, asking questions as well. Do they find it effective? Yes. Most of the students feel that since the audience are small, they can freely discuss all the roles, and with this they gain a lot of confidence, and it provides them with more chances to speak. However, when we ask them, in regards to the different roles that they take up, which one is the most difficult, they do need help or more guidance in terms of elaboration and also examples. Some of the reasons they provide is that they tend to run out of ideas. They don't know what to say. They sometimes need good examples to support their points, and they feel unprepared, and they don't know a lot about the topic given. Hence, they do need more guidance about when giving examples. Lastly, we also ask them, how do they want their feedback in terms of group discussions. They mention they want feedback on the dot or on the spot, not later, because they feel that they will forget what they did during the discussion. They feel like it is best if you just simply be straight to the point and tell them this is the flaw, and provide suggestion on how to do it, rather than giving it generally to the whole class. Giving generally to the whole class now or later, they want it like after each session is over, please provide us with feedback or places where we can improve. So that those are some of the perceptions that they have in terms of feedback for group discussions. Overall, this research highlights the need to revamp or restructure the implementation of such an extensive use of a simple activity, which is a discussion. This research has definitely been very insightful for us, the researchers, as the participants have plenty of suggestions. One of them is they suggest that there should be a pre-activity to prep them for the discussion so that they can actually perform and prepare for the discussion later. In conclusion, the study highlights the pedagogical significance of small group discussions as an effective classroom practice. By offering targeted feedback and addressing specific challenges faced by the learners, instructors can create more impactful speaking activities that not only enhance classroom performance but also facilitate the transfer of discussion skills to real world communicative situations. With that, I thank you for listening.